Hello and welcome to the Press Start podcast, Press Start Australia's weekly video game discussion podcast. I'm your host, Ewan, joined today by my fellow gamers and co-hosts, James.
Hello.
And Shannon.
Hello.
On the show today, we're going to be talking about Astro Bot, the leaked PS5 Pro design, the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta, and James's Emio The Smiling Man review. Already, did I pronounce that correctly? Is it Emio?
I think it's Emio.
Emio? Okay.
Yeah.
Right the first time. Let's start with Astro Bot though, because I am dead excited to play this game. I've only just spent an hour with the game right prior to recording this episode. So I'm coming in from the high that is this game. But I know the two of you have spent much more time with it than I have, so I'm eager to hear from you first. Shannon, straight to you. Having played a bit, how are you finding the game? How much have you played, out of curiosity?
I'm only 2 worlds in. I'm trying to take my time with it and enjoy it and sort of find the collectibles and do all the little challenge levels and not smash through it in one sitting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. The first world had me a little bit worried just because it was quite basic and very similar to Playroom in how it was. But I think the second you sort of get through the first world, I don't know how much you want to spoil on this, but I think it does some stuff that pays really cool fan service. And the second that I got through World 1, the second world really opens up, and I was really surprised at how large some of the levels are and sort of how many different areas you can go in. So I think it does. It's not crazy above what I expected so far, but it's a really good platformer. Really, really good.
Yeah, I'm granted, I'm very much only an hour in. I think I've kind of touched the first 2 or 3 worlds, so maybe same as you, Shannon. Although I found a little bonus world within one of those two, and which was amazing and just kind of took me to a surprise planet that I wasn't otherwise aware of. And yeah, I mean, I guess my first impressions of the game is just how much it throws at you as quickly as it does. It feels like every 5 seconds there's some new fun interactive thing for you to play with. Granted, if you've played Playroom, a lot of that will sound pretty familiar, but even still, I felt like there were things that you didn't see in Playroom at all kind of introduced to you.
Yeah.
And certainly some of the little character cameos that you see in there, right from the first 30 minutes of the game are there. Don't take a lot of poking around to stumble upon. And it's just kind of so delightful.
You can see that they looked at Playroom and looked at sort of what worked and what they liked and sort of expanded on it. Yeah, nothing feels so crazy over there different, but everything just feels more like a game and less of a tech demo.
And definitely reminds me of 3D Mario games as well.
It's
very
a mix of
vibes.
Odyssey and Mario 3 with the secret exits and stuff.
Yeah. What about yourself, James? I imagine you've played a little bit more, if I were to guess.
Yeah, I have.
Nice.
I finished it, but it's
sick.
really good. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really expect to finish it, but I guess once I started playing it, I was really, really into it, and I just really couldn't stop.
It feels like there's so much pace to it as well. You can just
you can the levels are not too long. The only thing I found, everything is really good. I do like it. I think it's incredible. It's always throwing shit at you that's new, and cameos were I know a lot of people kind of a bit. I've seen a bit of sentiment around the cameos being a bit. What's the word? I guess it's shallow that they're just in there. But I think when the gameplay and the mechanics and the inventiveness of the platforming is so good, who cares? It's just this really nice, tasty icing on an already great cake, you know?
I do feel like the cameos, they did, they weren't as impactful as in Playroom. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I think, they all have some kind of tangential relation to the level you're in. In a way. There's a spooky level and there's some Resident Evil characters there. Amongst others. Trying not to spoil anything you haven't seen before. But what I really like about it is at the end of each world, there's a kind of a little bit of an extended sequence with I guess a more permanent, almost PlayStation franchise. And that's a good mix of oddballs and big heavy hitters as well. Which like I would love to talk about them more, but I think a lot of it is the surprise, so I won't. But yeah, really good, like phenomenal. Really surprised at how much I liked it, but happy that I did. Some really good Capcom. Anyway, some really good Capcom deep cuts there for me too. Surprisingly, like I don't think I was saying this to Shannon before. I don't think there's any Square Enix here. Which I think, like, given how much of like Final Fantasy was part of, you know, the PS1 era, I found that interesting.
Maybe it just didn't fit into anything. I don't know. Maybe
I think
that's how they did it.
the shit that they fit into this.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't know if the Square just didn't come to the party or what.
Maybe they're angry at them. I feel like they've got a good relationship. Like everything's
they're upset
been
about
exclusive
FF16.
to PlayStation.
Yeah. Forspoken.
Yeah, for both those games. I did find it surprising. Like, I feel like there was some big Sony brands that weren't represented much here, which, like, you guys might agree with once you finish it. But yeah, I think it's really good. I think, like, the boss battles are amazing. Like, and the boss battles are really clever in that it's not just, like, do the same thing 3 times and get any in. Like, each time you do damage to a boss, it moves into a new phase, more or less.
I really liked, and again, I don't feel like this is a spoiler, but like the bird, it was like a mini boss, right? There were a lot more like mini boss battles in levels that I thought there was going to be. But yeah, there was one where you sort of suck the yolk out of eggs, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, with the elephant. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, like, that's like really fucked up, but cool. Like,
yeah, true.
Yeah, like, it's like when you, I don't know, it's really fucking gross. But yeah, I literally laughed out loud when that happened.
Looked great as well.
Yeah,
it reminded me like Donkey Kong as well. Like there are a lot of influences from other platformers in this game. Just like that character reminded me of something out of like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I think it reeks of like Nintendo, but in a very good way. But I think the really cool thing about Astro is that it uses the power of the PS5, not necessarily for great graphics, but there's other cool shit you can do with physics. Like, there's some really crazy shit that happens towards the end when you get into these like rooms full of treasure or metal and all that tactile feel of like running through a room full of nails or something, like, and feeling that in your controller, seeing it on the screen, and then like picking up a magnet and watching it all gathered to you. Like, it's almost like everything I guess Knack wanted to be, but like I feel like Knack never quite hits it. But this game, it really, really blew me away in a lot of ways.
Yeah. James, I might just get you to just like edge your microphone a little bit away from your face. I just worry it's a little clippy. But yeah, I wanted to pick up what you guys were saying about the cameos as well, because I love the way that it kind of drops like little subtle clues into the map, like about there maybe being a certain cameo. Again, I think you're right. Like, we should not get into spoiler territory because the surprise is something, but you do get little clues, and then maybe you break a box and there's a relevant character behind there, that sort of thing. So I really enjoyed that, and totally agree, James, like the way that it leverages the PS5, like be it the way it kind of seamlessly transitions from like the space kind of overworld thing down onto the planet, or just the quick way you go into a bonus level, like those fast loading times are very much like on show. And I love that, like, you'll hit a tree and a ton of coconuts like rain down or whatever, and then you can just like go through this big pile of coconuts and they scatter a million places. Like, they're not things that we haven't seen done before, but it just kind of contributes to this really like fun kind of playground, I suppose, like within each level. I mean, my girlfriend was watching me play the first hour just then, and she's like, I need a turn to this. So I've left her in the next room playing it. She's so excited. Which I feel like is as a high praise as you're going to get, really, for a game like this.
The only part that it didn't like impact my experience negatively, but like, I don't know if it was necessary, was like the intro glider parts. I don't know if anyone else felt this, but I like had trouble controlling it to like get the boxes and stuff. Like, it just didn't really feel like I had great control
with like the kind of
with the motion. Yeah, it just
control.
I think feel great.
There are some bits where you have to shoot things down with the similar controls, and they aren't the best. But overall, like, it's really odd that like the DualSense is so good at so much, but then that is really shit. Yeah. But like, I think anything like I was saying negative about it, I was I felt like I was nitpicking. So
I do really like the haptics as well, of like when you're kind of walking through the sand and stuff. Like it's just all these little things, but it just feels like a million things are all happening at once. It's kind of, I mean, maybe an assault on the senses would be an apt term, but in like a delightful way. Yeah, I'm super eager to play, spend some more time with it. I can't wait. It's a good bit of fun. James, I'm curious then, seeing as you've played all of it, is this kind of on a short list for Game of Year? Where is it sitting? Is it like solidly family Game of the Year in your mind at the moment? That's kind of it, or?
I have a list that I'm regularly revisiting, and it's a list of 10 games, and it's on that list.
Okay,
We'll leave it at that for
pretty
now.
impressive if it's being considered for the list of 10, I would say.
Yeah,
that's pretty good going.
I've played a lot. But,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's in the top 10, that's good going.
Yeah, probably. It depends. There's a lot of shit coming out next 2 months.
Yeah. Well, do go and check out the full review on the website there. Who is doing the review in the end? We're obviously recording this ahead of time, so I haven't had a look at it yet, but
Kieran's
reviewed it.
Doing the review. Yeah.
Go and check out Kieran's review on the website then. Let's segue now, though, stick with PlayStation for a little bit and talk about the PS5 Pro design, which supposedly leaked in the week over a series of images. Shannon, I might come to you first on this. What was your gut reaction to seeing these images of the new design?
Yeah, I don't think it was what I expected. I feel like we were all kind of waiting to see what the Pro looked like, given how bad the reaction was to the original and how large it was. Yeah, of all the ways I thought this could have gone. Again, we've only sort of seen renders based on a pretty reliable leaker, but apparently it's, not that much bigger than the Slim, and sort of takes on that design. So if that's how it looks when it is revealed, I think that is a win, given it's more powerful. The report said it was quieter and cooler as well. So if they've managed to do that whilst keeping it that slim size, that would be a-okay with me, given how big the PS4 Pro was.
Yeah, I suppose it's worth kind of talking about the design itself, should you not have seen it. But you're right, it looks very much like the Slim looks now. The renders we've got currently have it with the disk drive there. But the kind of line that's on the console now that kind of separates the top and the lower half has kind of been widened to be like this kind of 3-stripe kind of almost grill-like thing. Is that a fair description?
So my gut feeling is that grill is going to be on the console, and then the faceplates that work on the Slim are going to be they'll work on this. So like if you think of it in terms of size, like the grill is kind of the extra bit in the middle that's been padded out to make for the size. But yeah, that is.
Do you think
it's
that
like
doubles as a vent, the grill? Is that part of the cooling?
Potentially, because it would need better cooling than a Slim. It could be, I don't know how engineering works, but not having the wings would account for something, right? So
yeah,
maybe.
I guess what surprised me about this is it's not like all that large a departure from the look of like the PS5 as it is currently. How has the design, James, kind of like evolved in your mind over time? Have you grown to like it, or is it just as kind of problematic for you now as it once was?
No, it's better. It's better than the Slim is way nicer than the OG, and I think this looks just as fine for sure. Yeah. Did you want me to say something more inflammatory?
No, I'm glad you like it. I was very torn on the design of the console when it first came out. I don't mind it now.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just gonna go behind my TV.
I get. I only care about size, and like again, the original doesn't fit in my cabinet, and the Slim does. So that is good.
That's a factor.
I mean, I skipped. Do you think so?
Sorry, James, have you turned yourself down? You suddenly sound quiet.
Oh my god!
It's giving Goldilocks.
Should I just leave? Let me see if I can. What about now?
I'm thinking forward to future Ewan, but I'm trying to level out all the audio.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Am I better now?
I think you sound okay now. Yeah.
Okay. Good. I don't know. That's all I have to say about it. No, I don't know. I think is this meant to be bigger than the OG?
No. It's kind of the same as the Slim.
I feel like it. Yeah, I think it's between, but more on the Slim side. But I think we thought it could be bigger than the original.
Yeah.
Like when we were thinking about what a Pro could look like.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah, I don't think you could get much bigger than.
I mean, they
the
can. They
original,
can do what
really.
they want.
Well, mind you, how
Buy
did
a
it
house.
compare to like the OG PS3? I remember that being a beast as well.
I feel like it's around the same.
The Pro was
Yeah.
bigger than the PS4, right? Or am I thinking
Yeah, it was-
Slim and
no.
PS4 Pro?
The Pro's bigger than both. So
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
There was like a extra
I like
layer.
that. Like, I feel like the three little lines on the console are like a nice little throwback. I don't know if intentional or not to how the Pro is like 3 layers. You know.
Oh, right, the PS4 Pro. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
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 Just
Yeah.
add extra lines. That's the trick.
I think
Absolutely.
PlayStation this time around has got a very clear design philosophy where I feel like
Agreed.
in previous gens it's just been a bit all over the place. Like when you think of like the PS3 Toaster Slim, like the Super George Foreman
Oh, God.
sliding,
awful.
like they all just look so different. Where now all their headphones, everything kind of has real consistency. So
Yeah.
I think this will be an evolution
Yeah.
of that.
I agree. It makes sense to kind of keep it in the same family. I like it. All right. I want to tell you both a little bit now about my experience playing the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta over the weekend. Where are you guys at in this game? Are you likely to play any of it, do you think? Multiplayer or single player or zombies or Warzone?
Yeah, I want to play it. I did want to try and play this before this app, but I didn't get around
Yeah.
to it. But
There's a lot to play.
all
at the moment,
impressions
as
are
you
good.
said. Yeah.
In my roundup, I compared it to Xena, so that's probably where I'm at.
Yeah, well, I'd kind of forgotten how much of a departure this one was from previous entries in terms of its kind of movement mechanics. So if you haven't kept pace with those, like they've kind of changed it now to allow much greater like 360-degree player movement and allow you to kind of sprint in each direction. So like you can move backwards faster, a lot quicker, left and right, like the strafing, all of that. You can kind of move in all 360-degree directions much quicker, and you can kind of dive in each direction as well, which I saw a lot of people experimenting with like early in the weekend, but I reckon that kind of dropped off over time. Admittedly, it's a little bit kind of difficult to like work with the different tiers of sprinting. Like you can kind of, there's like a secondary sprint that then activates the dive, and you're just kind of pushing L3 and R3 like an awful lot and able to activate all of these. I feel like I'm really
Sounds
wearing out
overwhelming.
my analog sticks in the time. It is a little overwhelming, I'm not gonna lie, but once I kind of got to grips with it, I was really enjoying it, and it feels like somehow faster paced than any Call of Duty before. But did really kind of enjoy the maps that are in there currently. And yeah, like some of the progression that we got a glimpse out of the guns and stuff. It was feeling pretty good. Not terribly different from like any other Call of Duty I've ever played. But yeah, the new kind of movement mechanics did add, I feel like, a bit of pace and like a bit of a different kind of approach to the combat that I thought was a pretty welcome change, actually. I quite enjoyed it.
How is the beta working this year? Is it just like,
Oh,
is it open for everyone this year, or is it like, because you were still playing it today or yesterday, right? So it's still
Yesterday,
going at
yeah.
the moment.
I think
Okay.
that was because of the time differences and stuff. I think that was the conclusion of
The
it
weekend.
this
Okay.
weekend. But this was just the closed bit, right? I think there is an open one, maybe next weekend. I was going to ask you the same question. So yeah, I feel like if you have maybe, I don't know, oh, if you haven't enjoyed Call of Duty for a good while, like I don't know if it really does anything to kind of pull you back in. That being said, if you've maybe like been playing, I don't know, Apex Legends or something and really like the pace and the mobility of that kind of game, like it might be worth giving this a look at and kind of experimenting with some
See,
of these
it
new
kind of, when I think about the CODs that I
movement
haven't
mechanics.
liked as much, it's been like Advanced Warfare and the like really slidey ones.
Yeah.
I more have liked like the trench. You're facing the front, you kind of know where
Yeah.
people are coming from.
Yeah,
CODs, so I'm keen to
it's
see how it
definitely
fares.
not like wall running and all of that
Okay.
stuff. It's
All right.
it's still all kind of just on the one plane. But yeah, there's lots of like dolphin diving to the extreme. They found a good balance, so it's not like just drop shotting insanity. You can't like really, but yeah, you can do these like epic dives and kind of hip fire as you're going and stuff. It's pretty wild. I'm interested to see like the pros kind of dig into this, and I've already seen some like pretty sweaty clips come out of people doing like all these quick scopes like mid dive and stuff. So that's going to be interesting to see how that side of the game develops. But I mean, I was just happy to get a positive KD at the end of the day. Anyhow, that's kind of my piece around Call of Duty Black Ops 6. James, I want to ask you about Emio, the Smiling Man. Is that what we decided the pronunciation was?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Obviously, it's the newest entry in the Famicom Detective Club series, a series that you have a bit of history with, but it has kind of long been dormant, I suppose. What was it like jumping back in?
Very good. I at first I was a little bit, I guess, disappointed a bit because it is the same kind of game as the first two. And you'd think, like, I don't know, 20, 30 years on, that maybe they could have done something a little bit more different with the formula. Because it is very much like a pure visual novel, like you just read. And I don't mean just as in like as a negative thing, but like I'm just saying that's all it is.
Yeah.
And you might have to pick an option like to think to yourself rather than talk to somebody, but generally speaking, it's not like Ace Attorney where there's a bit more interactivity. Okay. So obviously then a lot of the what's the word? Pressure goes on the story to kind of carry it. And at the beginning I was a bit worried, but as it quickly comes to an end, I was pretty happy. So yeah, like I think it's a really solid detective thriller, murder mystery kind of game, and it does this really cool thing. I feel like the game's been out for a week, right? Like, so can we talk about what it does? Like, because at the end, am I still under embargo?
Do you want to
technically?
spoil
Like,
it? Is that what you're asking?
No, I don't want to spoil it. There's like a when you finish the game. I guess we're going into it. It's not a spoiler, but when you finish the game, it does something slightly different.
Now I want to know. Now
I'm
like dying to know.
Yeah, well, you'll have to pick it up if you can still get a copy. I think it's quite hard to get. But yeah, it's good. They do a really good job of kind of explaining, like, they've got this amazing story, and then they do this really good job afterwards of kind of giving you the history of Emio and who, what, or whatever Emio
okay.
is.
So is it kind of like shrouded in mystery right up until the end, and then they kind of...
Yeah, so like you kind of the main story will basically tell you who they are, and then you might be like, oh yeah, like I get that, but then there's still a lot of questions, like I guess hanging over, being like, why is this person this way?
Yeah.
And they go into that quite heavily with something else. Yeah, we were asked like not to speak about it in the reviews, so that's why I'm not sure if I'm even allowed to speak about it now. But it's been like a week. So I feel like everyone's finished it, right? Yeah. But it's like really good. It gets pretty dark, pretty violent for Nintendo as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about like the mature themes of it, because that was something that was kind of a talking point when the game was first teased. Is it what's the word? Is it like, I wouldn't genuinely an adult kind game. Of mature? Yeah. Is it
like,
scary?
Yeah, I was creeped out a few times. I wasn't expecting to be, because I don't. The only time I've ever really been creeped out by words like reading is
given that
like
it's
when I played Stories Untold, you know, that indie game. It's like it really like it's freaked the shit out of me. But there are a lot of times in this where they really build the tension right, because Emio there's this kind of like theme throughout the whole story of like, are they real, or is it just an urban legend? Like, is it a ghost? Do you know what I mean? It could be real though. Like, it could be just a person. It could be the same, because it's all about these murders in the past, and then there's like a murder in the present that's similar.
Right.
So there's a lot of like talk about Emio and stuff. So when they give you these scenes where you see him, or like his presence is felt, like it feels really, really creepy and really tense, and they did a really good job there. I don't think they did that as much in the first two Famicom games, but this one is probably the creepiest.
So is there, when you say visual novel, there's like no gamey parts of this? Like I'm still struggling to.
I think this is a big cultural thing. Like, they're obviously quite big in Japan. And
that's not a shot. I don't know.
No, I know, but like I know there'd be a lot of like people who are really into this genre who are probably like, oh, we don't appreciate these games. dirty Westerners. But yeah, like yeah, it is literally a story. Like it's a visual novel. Like I don't know how. Do you know what, it's
But like
a,
multiple choice, like any kind of.
no, not really. Like that's what I'm saying. It's not like it's just.
So it could be a
story.
Comic. It
It's
could be a
book.
manga or
yeah,
something.
but it's like a moving comic.
Okay, true.
Yeah, like
So
I
a
mean,
movie.
yeah, I mean they could. I mean, absolutely.
An animation.
Yeah.
And maybe that's like what I'm alluding to, with that cool thing they do at the end. But yeah,
Okay.
like that. It's good. Definitely try it.
Yeah,
Well,
my
I
own
feel like you
experience
piqued
with
everyone's
a
interest.
with a visual novel is Necrobarista, which was a Melbourne developed game.
I
Is
played a
that,
bit of
is that a visual novel?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I enjoyed that, but like it's not
You've got to have a good attention span, I think.
and a willingness to read somewhat. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? The willingness to read.
Our TikTok brains, like, it's not enough for me
I
to
haven't
keep me
seen
going.
a book anywhere near Shannon.
Yeah, no.
In the
I
10
would think
years I've known
maybe
him.
it's even better for people like you because like there's a visual to go with the words.
Yeah,
the pretty,
it's
like,
not the
pretty
dopamine
pictures to-
hit that is Astro Bot.
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
both sides here. That
Yeah.
being said, like I did enjoy it. I thought it was like a really cool story. I really connected with the characters. I liked the way that it was told too. But yeah, it wasn't. God, this is such murky territory, and I hate saying this sort of thing, but it wasn't particularly gamey. Like, there's no real like interactive element to like visual, choices that.
Yeah,
you're
because I
making,
I
anything
feel
like
of
that.
like Professor Layton or Ace Attorney. Like to me, they're like, yeah, they're more. There's a lot of reading in those, or like problem
puzzle
solving.
solving. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
but there's
I think-
still a game element.
This is where I struggled a little bit when I first reviewed the first ones. It was a bit jarring because I've obviously the first thing I think any of us have ever tried of this genre is Layton or Ace Attorney, and those
Yeah.
games are more popular because there is a game element to it.
Yeah. I've played Layton
so-
as well, I should say.
But once I was just like kind of, I don't know. It's almost like going into a horror movie and being upset because it's not a romance. You know, like it
Oh,
is.
yeah,
it's
you
the-
can't. We're
it's
not, you can't
yeah.
fault the
The
genre.
best ones
I
are
d-
both.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I actually saw a great horror romance over the weekend. If anyone wants something very dynamic, go see Strange Darling. But anyway, I once I got over that and I was like, no, James, this is what the game is. Like, you can't be upset about it not being something else.
Yeah.
And like I said, once I hit that middle point, I just kept going. Like the story was really, really, really enthralling. Yeah.
Does it take you long to get through?
I think I hit 8 hours.
Okay, right.
How long does a book take these days? I don't know how do books work. Like, I feel like it's less than a book,
It's
right?
down to your reading quickness, I guess.
Yeah, I
isn't it?
guess because it's all
I could
Japanese
probably
too. So
consult
you
my
don't.
Kindle and like let you know because that times
Yeah.
you, doesn't it?
It's kind of weird. I could see Nintendo putting these games on Netflix or something. You could do that potentially. I don't know. I mean, they wouldn't, of course, but
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I wondered because I know Necrobarista came to like a bunch of different things. But yeah, I mean, it's just like Mac, iOS. So it came to phones and stuff, but that's not the same.
Yeah. I just think like
Have you done Comixology where it's like clicking through panel by panel on a comic and it kind of zooms in and stuff?
nah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, it's not crazy different. I mean, I guess like a visual novel, you're kind of getting the sound and everything. Like there's a whole experience to it. But yeah, it's kind of like one step removed from that, I suppose. Yeah. Anyhow, I
Anyway,
digress.
regardless
I'm
of
glad you enjoyed
the
it.
discussion about the genre, the game itself is really good and the story is great and it's so much the strength of its drama and tension is like what makes it so special, I think.
Yeah. I'm now curious about the story.
Yeah, I would
Talking
love
to
because
someone
I
I'm
know
curious about.
there's like no hope in hell that you would buy and play it, but I wish there was some way for people to experience the story who wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
You
just
could just
film
screen
it
share it, and
I'm
we
gonna
could just
film
you
it.
could read it to us.
and make it into a 40-part TikTok series. for you.
Literally, it would be something that would be on TikTok in that way. You should do
I
that.
can actually see that doing kind of well.
Nintendo will love
I feel
it.
sorry for the devs now.
Yeah.
All right, I have a rapid fire question for you both. It caught my eye that Mario Kart toys are coming to McDonald's. I think is it this week or next week? Pretty soon, right?
I think this week.
This
Yeah.
week. Which prompted me to think, what is your dream Happy Meal toy? What would be the dream video game Happy Meal toy that you'd get?
I would hope that Ape Escape would have its day and then it would make its way into a Happy Meal as a toy. Like, wouldn't that just be my life complete at that point in every aspect?
Maybe I'll stick with the Astro Bot theme and I'll like say those little, like if you could get those little kind of capsule things from Playroom that had all the little
that
bits
would
of
be cool.
PlayStation memorabilia and stuff, that'd be neat. James?
Resident Evil.
just little Resident Evil minifigures.
We just get like little like Chris with a green herb and Jill with a red herb. That would
Chris,
be cool.
green herb shaker fries.
Yeah.
Then you just put him in it. Have
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if that happened one day. There's like some new Resident Evil movie release or whatever, and there's a Macca's tie-in.
You can
I'd
probably
be
already
for it.
buy them in Japan.
Yeah.
Everything is there.
All right, now it's time for What the Wiki, the Press Start podcast game show where the previous week's winner reads part of a Wikipedia page for an unknown game and we, the contestants, must guess the game. A point is awarded for each correct guess, with the round concluding after someone's bagged themselves 2 points. Last week, I thought that was me. Was that me?
I think it was me. I clean swept, didn't I?
Oh, did you? Did you
Yeah,
prep
it
the
was Shannon.
prep the show?
I had looked ahead and luckily just prepped
Oh,
some
thank
games.
God. I was fully prepared to host
Yeah,
the
I was surprised, but I'm happy with that.
Okay, all right, Shannon, you know what to do. You and Ass Games here. Give me the points.
I've
James
tried.
is still in the lead on 28 points. Shannon, you've really narrowed the gap. Our strategy.
I know.
You're on 27 points, just 1 point behind. I'm in third on 24 points. Brody's in fourth on 17. Kieran's in fifth on 10, and Harry in sixth and final place with 5 points. But
No
Shannon,
one on nil par. We need someone on
no
just so
nil
you can
par.
say
I
that
don't get
again.
to say nil par often
Yeah.
enough. It's my favorite thing to say,
Okay.
nil par. Go for it, Shannon.
The game is an action adventure game released in 2015 for the Nintendo 3DS, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, Wii U, Windows, Xbox 360,
James.
and Xbox One. Yes, James.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, nah. I don't. Is it Epic Mickey 2? I'm just going to say
It's
it.
not
No,
Epic
yeah,
Mickey
okay.
2. The game adapts the plot of the first 4 films in the franchise.
Ewan.
And is
Ewan.
No.
Is this
Go away.
Lego Harry Potter?
it's not Lego Harry Potter.
Oh! Oh, is there... Do I just need it... Do I...
It's going to be
James.
hard. Yes, James.
Is it Lego Harry Potter years 1 to 4?
It's not.
That's
it's
what
not
I was
Lego
going to
Harry
say.
Potter,
Is it
period.
a continuation of that?
The game features 20 levels with
Ewan.
5 levels based on each film.
Can I just
Yes,
ask a second? Is it Lego Indiana Jones?
It's not Lego Indiana Jones.
They're not books, mate.
Oh, did it say books? Oh.
Didn't he? Did you
No.
say books?
Films. 4
Oh.
films.
4 films.
I don't know how I'm going to do this. I've regret everything.
You just read it.
First 4 films.
The game includes a cartoon character featured in the 1993 film as an unlockable character. Throughout the game, Mr. DNA provides the player
James.
with hint. Yes, James.
Is it Lego Jurassic World?
It is Lego Jurassic World. Well done, James.
That was on Vita? No way.
That's a James ass pick. What are you...
That was not. What are you talking about? I was like an old person when that was out. You were just born.
The game
-3.
Yeah.
is a puzzle adventure game developed by Clockstone Studios and published by Thunderful. For Windows, Mac, Linux, Nintendo Switch, the PS4, the PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X, before coming to Android and iOS, with a mixed reality version also releasing on the MetaQuest 3. The player explores 5 unique diorama biomes: jungles, deserts, cities, medieval castle, and Caribbean islands, solving puzzles and helping characters out. The sandbox mode in the game allows player to create buildings and vehicles. The main narrative of the game sees the player helping their grandfather, an inventor, to restore his amusement park and get it up to code.
Oh God, Ewan,
Yes, Ewan.
is this Roller Coaster Tycoon? Are they remaking that?
It's not. I
What
do
is
think
this
you might have
game?
reviewed this game, Ewan.
Sorry,
I think it might have been one that you reviewed.
I reviewed this game. It sounds.
If my memory serves me correctly.
Can we stop at the hints and just get on with it?
Well, yeah, I don't know what else to say. There's really not a lot else on this.
You said this was a recent, right? Xbox Series.
No, I think the
X,
port
yes.
was recent.
2022.
Port was recent.
Ah.
Is it a tycoon game?
No.
No.
I almost want to just give it to James because of how much you're failing. In this. I don't know what else to say.
James doesn't know. I don't think James has any idea what this is.
Yeah, I don't. James, is it Thrill Ride?
No.
I reviewed this game. Just start again. Just read it all
Yeah,
again.
well, I'm just going to fill in the blanks.
What was the first paragraph again?
The game is a puzzle adventure game developed by Clockstone Studios and published by Thunderful.
Puzzle adventure game.
James.
Yes, James.
It's not Moss,
It's not Moss.
is it? Okay.
The player explores 5 unique diorama biomes, solving puzzles and helping Lego minifigures.
Ewan.
Oh, fuck off.
Yes.
You didn't say that before.
No,
I
no,
didn't.
He added some new info. I think that is this Lego Builder's Journey. Oh shit!
It's not. Maybe that is. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
What is the?
What do you mean? You've got the article in
It's
front
not.
of you.
No, it's not. But I did.
What was that game called? Was it not Builder's Journey?
That is a game. It's not this one though.
Not this one though. Okay. Is it Lego Worlds?
No, that was going to be one of them. I don't know what else to say in this.
Is it Lego? Lego Adventures.
It's 2 words.
Is one of them Lego?
It is. One of them is Lego. There's literally nothing else I can say in this.
Lego Attack.
Lego Dimensions. It's not Lego Dimensions.
No, it's not Lego Dimensions.
Clockstone.
Lego Dreams. Lego.
Something very Lego-y is in the other word.
Lego Brick. Lego Creator.
No.
Lego.
Well, Lego. This game and Lego
Lego-
Builder's Journey did come out within months of each other. I don't know
Lego
what the difference is.
Duplo. Lego.
It's 10 letters.
10 letters.
Lego.
You're gonna have to give us some sort of clue.
I don't know how
Do you
to.
have
I
a
don't know.
backup?
Lego Lobotomy.
All right, I'll move on. Am I moving on?
Just to clarify, because I said them before, I wasn't sure you were listening. Not Lego World, not Lego Adventures.
Correct.
Oh, okay. I literally said that 5 minutes ago. Which one is it?
No.
No, he's
It's
saying
neither
correct.
one.
It's not that. Lego.
Yeah, no, we didn't review this. This is my bad.
Lego
I'm moving
City
on.
Undercover.
No,
Lego-
I'm moving on.
Lego
it was Lego
Revelation.
Bricktails. It's over.
Bricktails. Bollocks.
Bricktails isn't one word.
It is,
It is
according
one
to
word,
this.
yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, hang on a second. I just want to double check something here. Was this
You must have done Builder's
because
Journey.
this looks like Builder's Journey, like a lot.
Yeah, I don't know the difference, but take it up with Lego. Releasing 2 games that look
He
identical
wasn't
within months.
rebranded at some point. No. Just
Move on.
We're not
clarify,
giving it a technicality at this point.
Oh, is that what he's trying to do? Wowie.
The game is a sandbox game developed by Traveller's Tale and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. It allows you to build constructions in a 3D procedurally generated world, with the beta version being released on June
James.
1st, 2015. Yes.
Is it Lego Worlds?
It is like
God damn it.
Worlds.
But wait. Do you have another game?
Um,
I don't
I
feel
have
right.
a variety of Lego games. All
You
that have
literally
been
said
mentioned.
You literally last. Oh my god, I can't speak. You literally said last round I had Lego Worlds.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like.
Should we? Okay. Let's pick another one then.
Oh my god.
Oh, do you want it? This is a mess.
This is a mess. So so James is just on 1 point so far. He's on 29.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I get a clean sweep?
I didn't
or
realize
nah?
he'd said
'Cause-
that, James.
You
So
don't
thank
get
you
a
very
clean
much. You could have
Yeah,
just claimed that
if you
point
get the
and
next
ridden off
one.
of the sunset.
Yeah,
The game is
I'm a
an
man
action
of honor.
adventure crossover video game released for the PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and Wii.
I hate this so much.
Speak, Ewan.
What am I meant to do from that? There's probably like
I don't-
3 Lego games that came out on that console generation.
Oh my god, just hurry up.
In the game, the player has Lego figures and a toy pad that can be played.
Ewan,
within
Lego
the game.
Dimensions.
Well done, Ewan. Never doubted you.
God damn it.
What a flop bitch.
This is an interest. Let's do this one.
What?
This is an interesting Lego game.
The game allows up to 4 players to use instrument controllers to play lead
Oh.
and bass guitar,
James.
drums, and vocal. Yes,
Is it Lego
James.
Rock Band?
It is Lego Rock Band. Well done, James.
So what's...
Is that a thing? I did not even know.
Yeah.
Lego
was
The
Band
theme
of, like,
was
the
Lego
craze.
in celebration
Oh,
of
really?
Lego.
No,
Harry
was
Potter.
it really? Wow, shock horror. Lego
Well done.
Rock Band. Oh my god! Actually, this cover does
I
look
didn't know.
familiar.
I'd forgotten about Indiana Jones and Pirates of the Caribbean. There were a fucking lot of Lego games back in the day, weren't there?
So
They
many.
were really
I
shitting
played
them out
most
left,
of
right,
them.
and center.
Okay, well, after that very tumultuous round, we've ended up with James stretching his lead back out to 3 points on 30 points, and I think deservedly so. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I did get
Ewan
a pity
came away
point
with a
out of
point.
it. Someone 25, just keeping on the hunt. But with that, let's bring an end to what was this week's episode of the Press Start podcast. Subscribe to us on Listener or the podcast service of your choice. Follow us at Press Start AU and visit the site at pressstart.com.au. Hopefully I got that right. I wasn't really paying much attention to the words coming out of my mouth. But we've been joined today by Shannon.
Yeah, you can follow me at Shannon Grixty on everything.
And also joining us today was James.
Yeah, I'm on X at Jams, ATJAMZ.
And I've been your host, Ewan Roxburgh. You can follow me on socials at Ewan_Roxburgh. Thanks again for tuning in. And until next time, happy gaming.
Bye.
Bye.